guys, welcome back. I hope you are all fine and safe from the pandemic. We are in day XX, I don't know anymore, of our quarantine in the Philippines, and I'm back to my hometown. I've been here since the start of the quarantine period. Some updates: I participated in the Steel Crow Saga Readathon, so I'm going to discuss this today. I made a makeup look inspired by the cover of this book. So as you can see, I have blues, blacks, and browns in my makeup. Pardon me if this looks like not good. My makeup, since most of my makeup are left in another place in the condo. I did this on what I have. I will recreate this when our quarantine ends. You can expect an improved version. If you want to know how I did this, you can comment or you can send me a message. I'll post a tutorial. So let's get on with the Steel Crow Saga review. Let's discuss first the basic book information. This is the Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger, published by Del Rey Books, and was published on September 24 last year, 2019. So it's an epic fantasy. So the story starts with the end of the war, and the previous colonies who revolted are rising from the ashes of the aftermath. The main questions are what happens after to the defeated empire. How will these nations move forward? Will they seek retribution or attempt diplomacy and cooperation to build the world? That is the conflict in the center of the story. The story also introduces pacting, either with an animal, also known as shade pacting, or with metal, also known as metal pacting. Shade pacting is practiced by the people from the Sanbu Islands, or Shang, by creating a sensual bond with the spirit of an animal, and in turn, it becomes part of one's soul. The animal or the shade can be called upon anytime and transforms to a stronger version of the original animal. So the animal becomes bigger or with enhanced features. Metal pacting, on the other hand, is practiced by the people of Tomoda by binding their souls into pieces of metal via touch. Shade pacting is a bond with the living animal or living being. Metal pacting is binding with the non-living. With what was mentioned before, these are already great elements for world building, but it does not stop there. Let's talk about the characters. Tala is a soldier from the Sanbu Island, orphaned at a very young age because of the Tomodanese army. She vowed to avenge her family. However, she was tasked to ensure the safety of Prince Jimuro. Tala is hardened and talented, seasoned soldier, and she is determined to see through her mission despite her personal feelings about the Modenese in general. Her love for her family is above all, that she will do anything to the point of defying the laws of magic. Prince Jimuro is the last surviving member of the Tomoda royal family, which makes him the next Steel Lord. He was kept as a prisoner, but eventually he has promised safety. So he must travel with Tala to his hometown so that he can be crowned and start healing the wounds caused by his family's rule. He needs to trust Tala and her crew. Jimuro is a sincere prince. He cares deeply for his people and his culture. He is insecure because he feels that he is not ready for the responsibilities. He is not prepared to take on the mantle left by his mother. But he feels he wants to do better. Lee hails from Jongson. She's a thief. She puts herself first before anyone else. One day she finds herself framed in a crime she didn't commit when a hot detective turned out to be a hot princess saves her and asks her to be her part in a quest to stop the ascension of Prince Rimuro to the throne and bring said prince to the emperor. Shiolan is the 28th princess of the Shang royal family. She's a pipe-smoking detective. She likes to read and follows the footsteps of her favorite fictional detective from crime novel. She wants to capture Prince Rimuro, bring him to his father, and take down her sister because she challenges her to her claim to the throne. And when she met Lee, let's just say she puts Lee as one of her to-do. The unlikely pairs travel together, face danger, have an adventure filled with fighting, death, betrayal, as well as kisses, and flirting. The novel is very character driven, and we see them growing up, their feelings, their motivations, their questions, how they view the world. So we see them growing up and maturing, learning to compromise, learning from their mistakes, making amends, and also confronting the stereotypes and prejudice. And one of the things that I like in this novel is that it is full of queer characters, strong queer characters. I also happen to like that it used Asian stories as a basis for the world building. So the Sanbu Islands is patterned after the Philippines, Tomoda from Japan, Shang from China, Jongson from Korea, and Hal from India. Incorporating the foods, the customs, the language into the world building is very well done. So one of the things that captured me is the prologue. Since the Sanbu Island is patterned after the Philippines, so I'm very familiar with the language and the food. One, Tala is a Filipino name. So it's a common name for girls. Tala means star. Dimangan, when I first read Dimangan, I was thinking, is this a Filipino name? When Tala calls him Kuya Mang, I said, oh, that's Filipino. And when Tala says, Hoy Mang, I felt that. And then I'm also excited with the mention of adobo. That after I read this, I crave for it. The narrative tackles what happens after the war and when a nation is freed from the colonial rule. What happens then? How do the people feel? What are their motivations? How do they react? And then it talks strongly about family. I really like novels like this. Filipinos have very close family ties. So it's very understandable for Tala to feel that way about her family. So this is my first readathon, and my experience is very fun. I was excited because this is my first time to read something like this. Having a bond with an animal or a metal so that you can use it is very appealing to me. When I first read it, I was very excited with the idea of acting. I mean, how cool is that? But after reading the novel, I fell in love with the character and the world. So it made me very excited to finish the story, at the same time sad when I finally finished it, because I want more. I highly recommend this novel for people looking for character-driven fantasy, looking for queer characters in the story, or Asian-inspired world building. Finally, I gave it 5 stars because I really enjoy the story. I enjoy the world building. I feel I immersed myself in the story and the world. So if you happen to want to read this, you can. I bought this in fully booked. It's 816 pesos, around $14, I guess. It's paperback. See the flags. These are the parts that I enjoy, or something that I took note of because I plan to draw fan arts for this. Really explain. I might spoil some things, but there are parts where I really can't keep the reaction to myself. I have to squeal. I have to react strongly. So there. I hope you get this, read it, and also enjoy like I enjoy it. I consider this book as one of my favorite reads for this year. That ends my review for this book, and I hope I can see you next time. If you have questions, you can reach me. You can comment under this video, or you can comment on my social media. Stay safe, take care, don't go out, wash hands. Yeah, see you later. Bye.